All right, homesteader family. So I figured I forgot one thing was the loco weed. So I had several people ask me because of the social media, Facebook, and the other accounts that I keep active on, how I thought everything was loco weed, and then it turned out that I thought the purple and the white of the one kind was the hairy vetch that I purchased. But then it turned out that it's not the hairy vetch that I purchased because there's vetch all over the place. But I wasn't seeing it because the goats had already eaten it. So the vetch that I have is a milk vetch, which some people say it's good for the animals to eat. Other people say it's bad for the animals to eat. Well, I can say as I went through the pond area around the backside of the pond, I got the loco weed cut out, and the loco weed was there because the animals did not want to eat the loco weed. So the reason I didn't see the milk vetch is because they had already eaten it down. Now, when I just opened the gate and let them back in the area around the camper trailer and where they used to be, they went right for the milk vetch. They started eating everything down. That's Miss Mia Mouse right there. Pretty little girl. And then we got Mama and the baby back there. The baby's nursing right now. Because as everybody knows, Mama goes everywhere with me, whether she's got babies or not. But anyhow, I got most of the loco weed out. I have maybe half a 55-gallon bag left to do, which I plan to do tomorrow while I'm at the house. And the rest of it I got all done. Now, the area around the camper that I cleared out first, there is some of it that has popped back up, but it's a lot easier to see. And now that I can tell the difference between the milk vetch and the loco weed, it's night and day. I mean, the second a flower pops up, I know it's loco weed and not the vetch. And the animals are chewing all the vetch right back down. So that's good feed for them. I've got a call into a fence company. So Thursday at noon, they're supposed to be out to come do an estimate to do the fence. I figured that will take care of a bunch of things. A, if I had the 50 acres fence, I don't have to let the animals out to deal with the different people that aren't my neighbors that are just in my area that want to try to threaten me with my llama and all that stuff. So that will contain my animals because they'll be able to eat on the 50 acres, no problem. The second thing, the whole 50 acres will be fenced. So that will keep the cows far away. And that's Mia Mouse smacking the cord. So give me 1 second to fix that back. But that will keep all the cows out. I'm just going to unplug it so she can't do it again. Is a Great Pyrenees and Anatolian mix as aggressive as a pure Anatolian Shepherd? No, Anatolians are a lot more aggressive than the Great Pyrenees. The mix people like because it gives a little bit of each. Anatolians are more nocturnal, so they like to stay up at night, where Great Pyrenees tend to sleep a lot. Also, with the Anatolian Shepherds, they can turn on a dime. Great Pyrenees, they don't have the flexibility or the capability of turning on a dime like Anatolian Shepherds. I mean, they can be going one way, flip, and do 180 like nothing in the air. It's crazy. So, I've been around Great Pyrenees. One of my ex-girlfriends had Great Pyrenees. I just prefer Anatolian Shepherds. And like everybody knows by now, since I've had Anatolian Shepherds, I'll never have any other breed. I've had Boxers, I've had Golden Retrievers, German Shepherds. Anatolian Shepherds, they're the way to go. And I mean, just look how pretty she looks. That pretty, studly dog. How they just sit there. They look beautiful. But back to the fence. So with the fence, like I said, it keep my animals in. It will keep the cows off my property because the cows are chewing up all the feed on my property. 3, I've been having problems trying to get a company come do my property lines. So if I do end up going with a fencing company, they will have that done. So that will happen quicker than me trying to get one of these people to come out for a homeowner when it's not a business. 3 or 4, it keep the coyotes pushed back. 5 or 6 or whatever, it will give more acres for the animals to run around. It will stop the animals from eating everything down to dirt like they are in the small pens that I have to keep building, because over 50 acres, they won't be in one specific area. They'll be all over the place. And then, of course, the last one, the pups and dogs will have a lot more space to run and have some fun. And then the last one would be, I'll know where my property goes to County Road 16, and then I can eventually map out a road system to go from one end of my property to the other end. So if I want to go out the other end, or if I want to do something different, hay rides or things like that, because in the future I'm thinking maybe do corn mazes and different seasonal activities. So that's just some stuff been going on. And then when I came to town, I decided to go ahead and stop at the sheriff's office right by the Cotopaxi store. They haven't had the satellite office open in like a decade or something like that. Well, they just got some funding, and they went ahead and opened the satellite office during the day. So I decided, from me being an ex-cop, we were always taught CYA, CYA, CYA. So I went down to the satellite office so I could file a report and have it on record about what happened with Rusty's nephew. Told him, he had choice words, I had choice words. We both cussed at each other. But, talking about him threatening to kill my animals and all this stuff. So the sheriff said he didn't need to file a report. He doesn't even know Rusty's nephew. So Rusty's nephew said, he knows all the sheriffs, and he just has to say he was in fear of his life, and he'd be cleared. This sheriff is a good, or sheriff officer, whatever, deputy, has a good head on his shoulder. I can tell he's a good cop already. He said, if my llama turns up dead, he said there will be an investigation, and it is a felony for somebody to kill somebody's livestock here in Colorado. The one thing he said that is not true is the open range laws here in Colorado are only in certain specific areas in Colorado now. The only law that still applies throughout the entire state is the fence out law. If you don't want somebody's animals in your yard, you have to fence them out. So he said, because where I'm at is growing in population and people are building constantly, it is now considered a neighborhood. So the open range does not apply to my area. That's why they sign leases. So he said he can say he killed the llama for whatever reason. That investigation will happen. And if he is found fraudulent, which, like I told him, Rusty's nephew told me Sunday when all this happened, that he just got attacked for the 3rd time. I was right there. Miracle ran up, and he huffs and puffs. He doesn't spit on you. He doesn't kick you, anything like that. So he was not attacked. He was just intimidated. And this generation of snowflakes and everybody that gets all butthurt, all scared over something like that is just stupid. And the sheriff deputy agreed with me. If he was in fear for his life, this would not be the 3rd time of him running up to him. He would have shot him the 1st time for being in fear of his life. So I got the officer's information. So if this has to go to court, when and if he does kill my llama, then I will begin a lawsuit process, and I'll have the deputy. No, I will not give away any of my Anatolian Shepherds. I have all his information, so that is documented. And then he also told me that the nephew decided to call animal control this morning, and he tried to start everything up with animal control. Well, long and behold, he did not know that the lady he talked to at animal control was the one that came up when Howard and Joanne called on me from what he told me. So she already knows the animals. She's seen the llama. She's seen all the animals. She knows the story. So he said he'll let her know that I stopped down to file a report, which I didn't need to because everything is in the same database as animal control. So he said she'll probably just touch base with me in the morning. So I gave my email address so she can email me since I don't have cell service. And I said I'll drive up the mountain where I have cell service and call her once I get the email and stuff, and we can chat if she needs to chat about anything. But he said, I don't have anything to worry about. He said, you know, there's no favoritisms up there anymore, and he'll make sure of that. He said everything will go by investigations and stuff like that. He said he's glad nothing was escalated, and if I need anything, feel free to stop back down there. So that was my day today. The straw blankets that I thought was coming in today were not what came in. It was my cast iron furniture I got. And as I started taking some boxes apart and putting the furniture together, I come across something that said table. And I'm like, I never ordered a cast iron table. Well, it turns out the shipping company, 50 acres for, or let me finish this and then I'll get right to that question, how much they're asking for 50 acres here. But it turned out the shipping company also picked up my other shipping order, so I got both orders. So I got the industrial picnic table like you see at parks and everything like that. So I got that put together, and then all the cast iron furniture. So the straw blankets should be coming in soon, and I'll get the furniture put together, and I'll take video of that on Sunday for the Sunday Monday vlog next week, so everybody can check out the furniture. Now back to your question about the 50 acres. It all depends where in Colorado you want to live. Copper Gulch, where I used to live, I picked up 2.5 acres for $2,000. Right now, that same 2.5 acres is going for between $5,000 and $8,000. The 50 acres I bought for $160,000. But the guy spent $40,000 to have a pond legally put in on the property. So I had the giant pond, so I had water rights. If you want water rights in Colorado, it's normally millions and millions of dollars. So I got really lucky to get this property for as cheap as I did. The one right next to me that just has a creek run through, you can't pull water out the creek, so no water rights. 40 acres right next to me is $150,000. So I would like to get that if I can in the future. But if you go to like Salida, Colorado, like a small 2-bedroom house, you're looking at $400,000 or $500,000. So it all depends. You know, do you want to go in places that aren't as nice as others? Do you want water rights? Do you want flat land? If you want flat land, you're going to pay a premium. If you want a wooded lot with decent sized trees, you're going to pay a premium. Any type of water, a premium. So it all depends on what your specific specifications are, on what you want, how many acres, where at, so on and so forth. So I hope that helps you out some. Best thing to do is just go onto like Remax and the different realtor sites and just look at places out here if you're looking at moving out here. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna be headed back up to the house. I'll let you guys see the baby real quick. There's the little baby with the mamas. So couple weeks and the baby should be opening her eyes and her ears. And she went and met the mama. Rick, I'd be careful with the neighbors where I'm at. I mean, out of about 14 of them, I think 6 of them are level-headed and got no problems. And that's another thing we discussed, me and the sheriff officer, was, you know, I'm in my little area. I see no houses. Nobody can see me. And why they gotta pick on people? Because I'm from Copper Gulch, which is a poor area. That's why land is so cheap. And I don't have millions and millions of dollars like everybody over there. It's that nitpicking. So I know you probably could hang in there, Rick, from talking to you, but I would just stay away from the trouble. And with that, I'm gonna head up the mountain, get everybody home, because I got the boys at the house with they're on the chains, and I'm done. So have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later.